What if your digital pet didn't eat virtual food, but fed on Wi-Fi handshakes instead? This is the Pwnagotchi. It's a cute, pocket-sized cyber companion that silently forces nearby devices to hand over their security keys. Today, I'll show you exactly how it works and the exact hardware you need to build the ultimate version. Oh, and stick around until the end, because I'm exposing its best-kept secret, an anonymous, encrypted messaging system hidden right inside. Let's build it. But first, a critical disclaimer. This video is strictly for educational and ethical cybersecurity research. The Pwnagotchi and the tools shown today are designed to help you understand network vulnerabilities so you can better defend against them. You must never capture handshakes or attempt to crack networks that you do not own or do not have explicit written permission to test. Doing so is illegal. Always hack responsibly and stay within the law. First things first, what do you need to build this little beast? For this build, we're using the latest Waveshare 2.13-inch e-paper Hat Plus version 4. This display is absolutely fantastic. Here is what makes it stand out. 250 by 122 display, a crisp e-paper panel display that doesn't cause eye strain and keeps the image on screen even when powered off. Precision timing. It features an onboard high-precision DS2321 RTC, or real-time clock chip, for accurate time control. Premium build. This means it's anti-oxidation, anti-corrosion, and has superior soldering and electrical properties for amazing durability. Easy connectivity. It slides right onto a standard 40-pin GPIO header, and it even has a 2-pin JST header if you want to connect a 3.3-volt rechargeable lithium battery directly to it. Now, to drive the brain of this project, you'll need a Raspberry Pi Zero W with a pre-soldered header to connect that gorgeous display. A quick pro tip here, you can also use the Raspberry Pi Zero 2W, which is much more powerful and works perfectly with this setup. In fact, I actually have a Pi Zero 2W right here, but since mine doesn't have the pre-soldered GPIO headers, I can't mount my e-paper display to it. That's exactly why I'm using the standard Pi Zero W for this video. Whichever version you choose, just learn from my mistake and make sure it has those header pins. You'll also need a high-quality micro SD card and a micro USB data cable. To make it completely portable so you can take it on a walk, you can easily power it with a standard USB power bank. But if you want a super sleek and compact build, I highly recommend using the Waveshare UPS hat or a PiSugger 3 1200 mAh battery. I've dropped all the hardware links down in the description.
This is all I got.
So, how does it actually work? Once you set up the hardware and boot up the Pwnagotchi, it immediately gets to work. It starts monitoring all nearby networks using passive sniffing. To collect data, it safely uses deauthentication or association attacks to force devices on the network to reconnect. When they do, the Pwnagotchi automatically captures the Wi-Fi handshake. All these captured handshakes are saved directly into .pcap files on its file system. The best part? It organizes everything perfectly. Each PCAP file is organized by the access point. This means one PCAP file will contain every handshake your Pwnagotchi has ever captured for that specific router. Later on, you can take these files to your main computer and use proper hardware and software to crack them. The Pwnagotchi is smart, and it operates in two distinct modes depending on how you plug it in. 1. Manual mode. If you connect the device to your computer using the USB data port, it boots into manual mode. You'll clearly see this on the display. In this mode, it reads the logs of your last session and reports your statistics. It won't actively attack. Instead, this is the mode you use to transfer your PCAP files to your computer. 2. Auto mode. If you plug it into a power bank using only the USB power port, it boots into auto mode. This is its natural hunting state. It immediately starts operating, attacking and sniffing handshakes using its default personality configuration. Now, if you've watched older Pwnagotchi videos, you might remember an AI mode that it used to learn from its environment. It's important to know that the original Pwnagotchi project was actually discontinued by its creator back in 2021. Thankfully, an amazing community member named Deauth stepped up to continue the project, providing the latest updates and modern features. In this latest Deauth build, the AI mode was deliberately removed because it heavily destabilized the Wi-Fi firmware. Dropping the AI gives the Pwnagotchi rock-solid uptime and much longer battery life when you take it out for walks.
Wow!
Reading the e-ink display is great, but Pwnagotchi also provides a full web UI, so you can monitor its activity live, manage plugins, and tweak configurations manually from your computer. While connected in manual mode, just open your web browser and go to http://your device's custom hostname.local:8080. Remember, it runs on port 8080. You'll get a prompt asking for your username and password. By default, the username is ChangeMe and the password is ChangeMe, unless you were smart and changed it in your configuration file. Once you type those in, the dashboard opens up, displaying the exact same live information you see on the e-ink screen, just in a sleek browser window. The first thing you'll notice is a perfect real-time mirror of what is happening on your e-ink screen. This is amazing if you built a headless Pwnagotchi without a physical screen. Let's break down what all those numbers and letters on the screen actually mean. It looks complicated, but it's super easy once you know what to look for. Right at the top left, you'll see CH followed by a number. This is the Wi-Fi channel it is currently working on. Right next to it is APS, showing exactly how many access points are present on that specific channel. Right below the channel info is your device's custom name. As you can see, I named mine Pwnagotchi. Over on the top right, you have your uptime tracker, showing you exactly how long your unit has been powered on and hunting. The middle of the screen is the absolute heart of the Pwnagotchi. On the left side, you'll see live status logs updating every second, telling you exactly what action it's taking. If you're in manual mode, this section will instead display a summary of your last session's stats. And right next to that text is the iconic face. The expression dynamically shifts based on its mood and what it's doing. And yes, you can entirely customize these faces if you want to get creative. Look at the bottom left. This is your loot counter. The first number shows handshakes captured in your current session, followed by the total number of handshakes captured in its lifetime. Below that, it explicitly flashes the name of the last Wi-Fi network it successfully pwned. Finally, the bottom right displays your current operating mode, like manual or auto. If you're using the web UI, this isn't just for looking. You have total control. If you're in manual mode and want to deploy it, just click Restart in auto mode. You can also safely power down or reboot the hardware without corrupting your SD card by hitting the shutdown or reboot buttons right here in the browser. Next up is the plugins section. This is where the real customization happens. Depending on which community image you are running, like Deauth or Aluminum Ice, you will see a massive list of pre-installed scripts. Instead of dealing with messy terminal lines, the web UI gives you a clean toggle switch for each one. Want your handshakes automatically uploaded to the cloud for cracking? Toggle on WPA-SEC. Want to share your phone's internet connection via Bluetooth so your Pwnagotchi stays online while you're out walking? Turn on BT Tether. Want to see the CPU temperature and memory consumption directly on your UI? Enable MemTemp. Want your unit to actively kick devices off their Wi-Fi to force a reconnection and grab that handshake? Flip on Enable Deauth. Just flip the switch and the web UI handles the rest. It's literally plug-and-play hacking. Now let's look at the Web CFG option. Back in the day, if you wanted to change your Pwnagotchi's name, language, or whitelist your home Wi-Fi network so you don't accidentally deauthenticate your own family, you had to SSH into the Pi and manually edit a config.toml file. One missing comma or typo and your system would crash. The web UI fixes this. Inside the configuration menu, you have a graphical interface. You can type in your new custom name, adjust the display type, add your home Wi-Fi to the whitelist array, and click Save. The UI validates the settings and restarts the service safely. All right, now we're stepping into secret agent territory. Did you know your Pwnagotchi has its own completely anonymous end-to-end encrypted email client built right into the web UI? It's called PwnMail, and it runs on PwnGRID, the decentralized network for Pwnagotchi units. If you look at the top menu of your web UI, you'll see 3 specific sections: Profile, New, and Inbox. Let's break down how you can use these to send encrypted messages to other hackers without using big tech servers. First, click on Profile. When your Pwnagotchi boots up for the very first time, it automatically generates a unique RSA cryptographic key pair. This Profile tab displays your unit's fingerprint, which is a long string of numbers and letters representing your public key alongside a unique QR code. Think of this fingerprint as your secure PwnMail address. If you meet another user at a convention or a meetup, they can scan your QR code or copy this fingerprint to add you as a contact. Now, what if you want to drop them a message? Head over to the New tab. This is your Compose window. In the To field, you paste the cryptographic fingerprint of the Pwnagotchi you want to message. Type your text into the message box and hit Send. Behind the scenes, your Pwnagotchi uses the recipient's public key to heavily encrypt the message using RSA and AES GCM encryption before sending it out to the grid. The message is completely unreadable to anyone else. Only the physical Pwnagotchi holding the matching private key can decrypt it. Finally, we have the Inbox tab. This is where your incoming encrypted messages land once your Pwnagotchi connects to the internet via Bluetooth tethering or Wi-Fi. Now, what if you want to look under the hood and get your hands dirty in the terminal? You can easily manage your Pwnagotchi via SSH. While plugged into your computer in manual mode, simply open your terminal, command prompt, or PowerShell and type ssh pi at your custom hostname.local. If you didn't set a custom password when you flash the SD card, the default password is just raspberry. Once you're logged in, you have full terminal access to the underlying Linux system. From here, you can easily copy your captured .pcap files over to your computer, directly edit your configuration files to customize your plugins, or troubleshoot any issues. It is the ultimate way to fully control your device. Let's look at some powerful commands. To check your version, type Pwnagotchi --version to see exactly what firmware you are running. View plugins, type sudo Pwnagotchi plugins list to see every plugin available to download. Want to install Tailscale for remote access? Just type sudo Pwnagotchi plugins install Tailscale. Once installed via SSH, you can jump back to your web UI, go to the plugins section, find Tailscale, and simply toggle it on or off. Now, where are those handshakes stored? In your SSH terminal, type cd/home/pi/handshakes, then type ls. Boom. There is your raw list of all captured handshakes. If you don't want to use SSH to get your files, there is an easier way. In the Web UI plugins section, look for the Handshakes DL plugin. Click on it, and it will load a beautifully clean list of your captured handshakes, complete with the access point name. Suppose you want to crack a specific AP. Just click on that .pcap file, and it downloads automatically to your computer. All right, the moment of truth. We have our .pcap file downloaded. How do we crack it? For this, we're jumping into Kali Linux and using the incredibly powerful Hashcat. Disclaimer, only do this on networks you own or have explicit permission to test. Hashcat is lightning fast, but it can't read a raw .pcap file. We have to convert it first. It's a super simple 2-step process. Step 1. Conversion. Open your terminal and use the hcxpcap NGT tool. This extracts the juicy handshake data from the PCAP and formats it for Hashcat. Type this command: sudo hcxpcap ngtool -o FBI surveillance van.hc2200 FBI surveillance van.pcap. This generates a brand new HC22000 file that Hashcat can understand. Step 2. Let Hashcat cook. Now we fire up Hashcat, tell it we're cracking a Wi-Fi handshake, which is mode 22000, and point it at a word list. For this, we're going to use the Wi-Fi.txt dictionary built into Kali. Type sudo hashcat mode 22000 FBI surveillance van.hc22000/usr/share/wordlists/wi-fi.txt. Hit enter. Hashcat will spin up your CPU or GPU and chew through that word list at incredible speeds. If the target's Wi-Fi password is in that dictionary, the terminal will stop, flash green, and hand you the cracked password.
FBI, open up!
Nice.
And there you have it, a complete overview of what the Pwnagotchi is and everything it can do. We've covered the hardware, how it autonomously captures handshakes, navigating the web UI, managing it via SSH, and the workflow for cracking those hashes like a pro in Kali Linux. Since this was just a high-level overview of its awesome capabilities, if you want to learn how to actually set up the Pwnagotchi step-by-step from scratch, please let me know down in the comments and I will make a dedicated tutorial for you. If you want to grab the hardware so you're ready to build, check out all the links in the description. If you found this video helpful, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe for more tech and cybersecurity projects, and let me know what you plan to name your Pwnagotchi. Until next time, happy hacking!